Righty. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Limbus Company streams. Last time we finished up the entirety of, well, we started and finished the entirety of Gregor's Kanto dungeon. This go around, we did get kind of a bit of an insight that the next chapter is going to be focusing on Rodya. And we are going to actually be taking our proper first look into Kanto 2. I don't know if Dark is going to be bothering to come in here, but we will deal with that when it is relevant. But, out of happenstance, I do have something important I want to show as I actually show us off to the game now. So, as I haven't really been never showing, I have been receiving these generalized rewards throughout the first couple weeks that I have been opening this game on the new account. And generally, they are just kind of minor prizes here and there. Hey, DJ. Yell at Dark to get his ass in here if he wants to see the story. And it seems that the last prize you get when you are a new manager is the nominal Season 1 Battle Pass EGO ticket. It allows you to select one Battle Pass EGO, apparently, which is neat. Let me just clear my notifications. Alright, you're not his keeper, but you're in call with him, dingus. Anyway, yeah, I have both the nominal tickets for the identities and the EGO, and it looks like... I'm gonna hold on to these while we go through... I'm gonna hold on to these while we go through the starting point of the new Kanto. No, here's the thing, DJ. I know I want Fluid Sac, but I'm not gonna pick up anything unless I'm getting particularly unlucky, and I do have 10 extraction tickets I can make use of. So, I guess we can start off the stream with a bit of a poll. So let's see what happens first. Doesn't look like I'm getting anything. Alright. Liu-ish. Or, Ish. Liu Ryoshu. That is hard to say fast. She is actually pretty good. Bang Hunt Hong Lu. Oh, dear. That's a good Hong Lu. And another Rose Banner Greg. But Fang Hunt Hong Lu, not bad, honestly. Alright, so... Why is it I'm only getting, like, identities for, like, these guys? Like, I don't have anything else for these three, and I don't really want to use Ncorp Dawn. Yeah, I don't have anything for Heath. Oh, you're given She Association Ish, and it's She Association Ish. She sucks. I have Ncorp Dawn, which is not great. And then the rest, you can see what I do and do not have. I still ended up with a 7 Association Isung, which is kind of funny. But, Liu Association South Section 4 Ryoshu. She is, I think, of the units I've pulled, our first introduction into the bleed, or the burns aspect. Jesus Christ. Burn is a technical damage over time effect that procs at the end of every turn. It is very powerful if you know what you're doing. And then Feng Hunt Office Honglu is a Rupture unit. Rupture is true damage, for lack of a better term. Basically, whatever the amount of Rupture is you have, you will just inflict that amount of damage every time you hit them, regardless of their resistances. I haven't really been over many of the statuses, but that's because most of the Sinners by base don't have really good statuses. Like, they do have statuses, but they can't really do much with them, is kind of the general problem. Like, explaining what Tremor does doesn't mean anything if I can't effectively use it, and both Heathcliff and Ishmael have Tremor. Middle little brother Myrrh is a bleed unit. Bleed is just a straight up damage over time. Every time you flip a coin, you take damage equal to your bleed. Ryoshu, she is Poise. Poise is your critical hit chance percentage. The higher your Poise, the more likely you are to crit it. Yes, you can guarantee crits. Otis, by base she is bleed, but she counts as every status because the pointer lists are stupid. The ring pointer lists are stupid. 7 Association, a bit of Rupture, Paralyze. It sets your coin modifier to 0 for every point of Paralyze you have. This goes away during clashes, so if you have 1 Paralyze and you only have 1 coin, it only affects it once, and then you go back to your normal status. Paralyze is a very weak status effect, and it goes away at the end of turn regardless of how much stack you got. So, all things considered, 7 Association Nissan is not really good. Well, he's better because he inflicts the Paralyze the next turn, but there are some units that inflict Paralyze same turn, and it's like, why? Why would you do this? Dwight Gregg, he has haste and defense level up. Those are kind of self-explanatory. Actually, his default EGO is a good of an explanation of the kind of last two. Tremor is specifically a stagger threshold modifier. For every time you proc Tremor Burst, so Tremor is a 2-part. Tremor Burst inflicts damage specifically to your stagger bar, and it makes it easier to stagger. I don't think it automatically staggers itself, but increases the likelihood of you doing it because it's now higher on the health bar. Sinking is the most broken status effect in the entire game. Excuse me. Sinking is, for every point of sinking you have, when you get hit, you lose SP equal to your sinking amount. But you may go, but wait, there are enemies that don't have sanity. What does that do? That more or less technically just inflicts, quote, true damage. I believe it's actually technically a pride-based damage, but I'm not sure. No sanity take gloom damage. So it's not quite true damage, but it's a case of enemies take extra damage equal to that sinking amount if they have no SP. Units that are at negative 45 SP, if they do have it, also take this gloom damage. There is a unit that takes the sinking amount, and it multiplies the potency versus its count. Potency is how much status it has, count is how many turns it affects it for, basically. And there is something that'll take your potency, multiply it by its count, and then just inflict that as damage. The damage numbers can get a little silly if you know what you're doing. Thankfully, the game doesn't expect you to be doing this. Like, damage numbers in Olympus Company are actually somewhat reasonable for now. But enough waffling on about status effects and how Sinclair accidentally broke the entire game. We will get into the actual Kanto 2 now. Because we went through our first node, and now we have a bit of a story to go into. Oh yeah, we left off with that. Allow me to give a rundown of the plan. Our primary objective is to infiltrate the casino unsuspected. It will be critical for the successful recovery of the Golden Bough. According to the information we've acquired, the casino has 3 entrances. One for ordinary visitors, one reserved for VIPs, and lastly, the back door used by employees. We'll split into 3 groups of 4 sinners to cover each entrance. 4 of us will disguise as croupier, 4 will pose as guests, and 4 will play the role of VIPs. Working in smaller groups will certainly draw less attention. It is wiser to divide rather than unite. Open the envelopes I gave out to confirm the role you've been assigned. Also, the higher-ups expressed concern over our performance. They stress that the company's future plans hinge on whether we can retrieve the Golden Bough through this operation. Therefore, we will collaborate on a joint operation. Joint operation? Our partner is a special forces unit consisting of professionals and veterans. I believe they are now monikered the LCC, short for Limbus Company Clearance Department. Rest assured that they are our betters, at least in espionage operations. Yeah, as per usual of the Project Moon series, everything loves being acronymized or shortened down to letters. Limbus Company is one of the ones that we know the most about several of its departments. There is the LCC with B before department, A after department, and shenanigans. Yes? Thank you. I thought I hit that button. I was kind of in a hurry to set up the stream because I realized I was running a little late. Excuse me. But yeah, so the LCC is the clearance teams. They basically are in and out before and after we are. We are specifically LCB department, or the bus department. How clever. There are other departments, but those will become relevant with time. Mostly because I don't want to spoil what they are.
You kick me from the other call?
I didn't do anything.
That was weird.
I just told someone to yell at you to get in here if you wanted to see the story.
Okay, so it was Brab.
Bran was never in there. I told
somebody...
DJ. And DJ can't get you. I think Discord just hates you tonight.
Did like a ghost from Iowa or Queen Mary follow me home or something?
Maybe don't think about that too much.
Because I was in the part of Queen Mary where she collided with Kirakoa.
Wah, 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 wah. Anyway, give me a second to get the game open for you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Funky.
There you go. Alright, so you have not missed anything. I just did a single 10 full and got more Honglu and Ryoshu.
More Hong, more Hong.
Anyway.
What?
I thought 12 people was already a crowd. Guess someone finally realized that more isn't always merrier. Well said. I haven't met staff from other teams before. Just where could they be? Honglu looked around, expecting Faust to bring them forward for introductions any second. Needless to say, no one showed up like he expected. We'll be heading to the pawn shop.
요새도 그런 가게가
Is
있나?
pawning still a thing these days? We're in the so-called Pawnbrokers Avenue. Most businesses double as pawn shops here. That's
Playing, so you mentioned how you had to sell your medals for rent.
yeah, but we don't know how long ago that was.
Fair.
Remember, Gregor's like 35, and the smoke war was 10 years ago. Dude's probably been living on the street for at least 7.
But fair enough.
That place is our rendezvous. Let's head inside. Honestly, I kind of forgot how weirdly, I don't want to say Asian adjacent, but basically Eastern Asian based J District kind of looks. Because as far as I recall in terms of the city's, I guess, directions, J District is considered a South District. And a lot of the more, what we would assume, Asian style stuff would be considered East District.
I mean, that's, kind of fitting, because,
Yeah, but it's a case of J District has kind of a lot of Asian architecture.
made for Japan?
No, not at all.
So I was coming here to deliver a pizza, but I mean, like, the door was open.
And no schnoi. I'm gonna be doing a lot
Wild
of
duck has
voiceover.
appeared.
Alright. Ain't you too many visitors at once? Shop's cramped as is. Y'all prefer your luck at the draw from trumps or mahjong? As we entered the shop, we were met with the gruff greeting of an old pawnbroker.
저게 뭐라는 거냐?
What's that blighter on about? Also, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. Huh. Interesting.
Matter.
Just a weird background detail. Not exactly sure what it's on about, but... Am I the only one here who read up on Nest J? Virgilius gave us a pamphlet to peruse before we left. Welcome to Ishmael's main character trait. She's read up on the situation. Well, I think I remember glancing at the cover. Here you'll get loaned different amounts depending on your fortune for the day. If you draw a great boon, you get extra cash, while misfortune means far less than what the pawn is worth. Oh, that reminds me. Our family had hired dedicated fortune tellers. They drew a greater boon for me in the divination they performed before I left. It must have been a sign that I would join all of you wonderful people on our journey. Wow, really? So indulging in lofty leisure on your grand estate was your fated life. Maybe I should pray that I'm born that rich if there's a next time. I'm good. It's full of folks like him that tend to play dirty. You might be right. I didn't like to get along with my younger sibling in childhood. Always trying to cheat and grouch if things didn't go as desired. No, that's not what I was getting at. So you want to get your fortune or not? Forget about that. Do you people even have anything to pawn? I'm not seeing any wealth on you. The pawnbroker glanced over each sinner with a dubious look until his eyes landed on me. Oh, that plot hit might be worth a good sum. How much do you think they sell for, old pal? Rodya, I'm not for sale. As you were likely contacted in advance, we are from Limbus Company, and... Unfortunately, neither the sinners nor the pawnbroker were paying any attention to Faust's words. Oh, I did bring this handkerchief with me when I left home. Oh, dragon embroidered on silk. That's a meticulous needle, which might net, let's see, 7 million on? Only piece of cloth is worth that much. Have your eyes rotted out, old geezer? I mean, hand embroidery on fine silk probably would be worth a lot. Bear in mind, we don't actually know how on is denominated. Like, we don't know if it's closer to, like, won or yen, where it's like, oh, 100 on is the equivalent of $1. Like, we don't actually know how much 7 million is worth. Like, for all we know, he could be telling Hong Lu that his handkerchief is worth, like, $70.
I mean, that's still a hefty sum of money nowadays.
Yeah.
For a handkerchief.
Yeah, but we don't actually know, like, in comparison to anything else, how much won or on is worth. We just know that apparently 7 million is a lot, and I know that in the context of this, I won't explain why, but that 4 billion is a lot. Like, they consider that a lot of money.
I feel like most culture, real or fictitious, even a ton of money.
But you don't recognize the value of that squad. Now I see you're wearing a shabby ring like it's true treasure. What did you just say?
아우 시끄러.
Jeez, cut it out. Dante, please shut them up.
걱정했잖아요, 파우스트.
You had us worried, Faust. Amidst the chaos, a most gentle voice softly landed on my ears.
보기로 한 시간은 4시였는데.
We were meant to meet each other at 4, but 15 minutes had passed already. Surely you couldn't have forgotten how to read a clock, right?
네.
Certainly not. There was little I could do to alter the driver of the bus. Aha. So you're taking a clock person with you to help with the time. I suppose they didn't come with an alarm. The gentle voice was soon followed by one that didn't even attempt to hide their disdain. Come on, that's a little harsh. Let's try to leave better first impressions. I know my voice won't be heard by anyone other than the sinners, but I still can't help but get upset at rude remarks. Oh, so it was you. You guys are the team that botched the Golden Bow retrieval last time. Folks had high expectations for your team, what with some of the smartest people in the city being on it.
어쩐지.
No wonder. Miss Faust wasn't looking very pleased.
제 표정은 항상.
My face has remained constant. Hey, what are you standing around for? Go on now. This fellow here is also the brainy sort. Don't brush him off. Heathcliff gave Yi-sung a sideways glance, but what he got in response was lukewarm. I shall not, as that would be a hollow vaunt. But you were a lot more talkative down in that basement. Who are you and what did you do with Yi-sung? I am, and have always been, whom I watch in the mirror. Yeah. Forget it.
첫 번째 임무는
Our mission was first devised with failure in mind.
각자의 잠재력을
We needed an
활용해서
opportunity
필요했습니다.
to see what potential our sinners held.
그랬던 거였어?
Wait, it was? A plan whose purpose is to fail. That could hardly qualify as a proposal.
베르길리우스님은
By the
어디
way,
있죠?
where is Virgilius?
얼굴이라도 볼
I
수
agreed to
있게
assist with the operation, mainly for a chance to get to see him. He must have been embarrassed. Imagine accompanying people like these. Is that why he dropped us so far away from the place? Because he was ashamed of us. Doesn't anyone have a thing to say about us being belittled?
그리고 자기소개라도
And won't all the
해야
boasting and
자기소개가
bluffing not do
재미있어진다고
much if we don't
그러는데요?
introduce ourselves first?
이번에 합동
These
작전을
two will be our
하게 된
cooperators for this mission. They're from the Limbus Company Clearance Department, also known as the LCC.
비포팀까지 붙여주시죠.
The before team of clearance, please.
전 소드고,
Ah, I'm
이사람은
Sod,
에피랍니다.
and this here is Effie. What? Are we supposed to clap or? Wonderful! It's a pleasure. Love Hong Lu's enthusiasm. Honglu was the only person on the team welcoming them with total sincerity. He almost gave a standing ovation. A good half of the rest stared at the two with cold eyes, and the others wary, until introductions were finished. Do you want to know
Was
the...
every
Go on.
every chapter gonna be like, okay, here are these killing with chapters.
No.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지.
But, do you want to know the joke of those two's names? Episode. Effie and Sod.
Can you go back like a second to that one Gregor with the sunglasses thing? It looks like I just want to give him a thing of fries. Like he's on vacation or he's like on admission or something. And he's like trying to like, yeah, can I just, you got like a smoke? You got a light? There it is. Yeah, it really is like, you got a light? Like my lighter's dead.
That is literally what is happening. For context, Snowy, this is Zwei Association Gregor.
Why does he look so adorable? I wanna.
Because this is like, as DJ likes to say, this is the happiest ID we have of Greg.
Like that's Gregor. You know, he's nourished, he's hydrated, he's in his lane.
Yeah, he's doing his job. The only thing he's missing is a lighter that works. Because for context of what this ID is, Zwei Association is essentially the bodyguard division of fixers, and so
like that motherfucker should get like a bonus. It's like a crate of Bic lighters.
I mean, he might deserve
Because
it.
we can't trust him with Zippo because the Zippo might break on him. But the crate of Bic lighters, one Bic lighter down, he can just like reach for another.
Also, little buddy.
As he should, little buddy. What do you got up your sleeve, Gregor? It's like, well, you're not gonna like it, or you're gonna like it. I don't know.
It's a
Fucking
roach.
Does like a hand flick and his little buddy with a gun.
Yeah, but for context of this ID in specific, he is a bodyguard for supposedly this guy. We don't know who it is, but he is a bodyguard, and if there's anything I can say, it is that Gregor does his job well. I don't think I have
In
the...
his lane, it's just so good.
Actually,
I'm extremely happy for that Gregor and that Gregor story. Like,
I won't go through its side story because it will be a little lengthy, but...
he looks so happy with his sword.
Yeah, and this is kind of one of the best showcases that the usual thing with Gregor IDs is that something is always wrong with his right hand. But, very specifically, he has a robotic right arm in this mirror world. Usually it's just a prosthetic, but...
I've never been like so like unreasonably happy about like the guy. I love him.
But yeah, this
He
is...
deserves everything.
Since this is my first go through of it, uptying a unit to skill to tier 3 unlocks their third skill, which is usually their best, their strongest, their best clasher. Insert other words that is just really good. And because uptie 2 unlocks their passive. So it is a case of if you thought Gregor was kind of tearing up the field before, he's going to get even better. And this Gregor is still very much supposed to be a tank. Like, this one is just straight up a tank.
Like, I blame Dark Souls for me liking the Zweihanders as like a design concept, but like, goddamn, that I love that Gregor and his Zweihander. Everyone remember to hydrate your Gregor.
Yeah, in a general sense, with very little exception, namely, I think it is Zwei South Rodian and Zwei South Sinclair. Yes, they have ideas of those. The default weapon of Zwei Association South is the Zweihander. Like, by default, that is the weapon of the Zwei Association. It kind of makes sense. But, also, generally, with our Zwei identities for the South section, you will see what they look like, quote, undercover. So, like, Greg's wearing this, Faust has this kind of adorable, rip neck sweater, that's Ishmael's. I might be able to go into the dispensary to pull up, Rodya's and, no, no, it's only gonna show that. But, Rodians and, Heathcliff's are pretty good, while they're undercover, because Heathcliff is not good at the whole inconspicuous thing. Like, Zwei Association's, side stories is that they're mostly trying to be undercover. For one reason or another, and Heathcliff is not exactly subtle. Because he's trying to do the pretending to look into a newspaper thing, but he also has, like, big, thick sunglasses on. Like, it's very silly. But...
Their prescription, he can't see.
Alright. A flawless plan. How do you think they're going to fuck it up?
I don't think it's a flawless plan. I think it's a flawful plan. They're just too stupid to realize.
Now, for this mission, we'll basically spoon feed you everything. All you have to do is open wide and chew up your simple tasks. Check out the documents.
Spoons? Ah, fuck. Never learned how to do that.
Check out the documents in this envelope and do exactly, precisely, as the papers say.
Right, you have an issue though. Don can't read.
The way Saw dragged out that vowel needled me a bit, but I decided not to argue. Even if I did, the ticking of a clock would be all she'd hear. There's not a lot of joining together at all in this joint operation, is there? You're just telling us to follow from behind. This is insulting. Are they taking us for lovers or what? Look, manager, we've got to put our foot down and do as they say, I guess. Huh? The documents they gave us, they're flawless. Look at this, it has routes drawn out and everything. It's been ages since I saw a plan this clear and meticulous. Surely. This is certainly indicative of their knowledge in writing up proper plans of operation. Ah, this isn't to say that it holds a candle to the level of forethought you display, manager. Dante displays forethought?
Dante immediately is like ticking in unison. Like, I displayed forethought?
Convinced by Ishmael's commendation, I opened the envelope and carefully read the rundown of the operation. The goal could be summarized as the following. Reach the top floor of the casino. The main reason behind organizing this plan was the first place prize for the table game to be held today. According to the papers, winning the competition held on the top floor of the casino was the only way to gain access to the area with the golden bow. Yes, Snowy?
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh.
Birds, Duck. Birds.
No. I think I've said enough.
4 syndicates that jointly bid on the casino will be playing in this game of chance. Of the 4, we will be using the name of the infamous Tintang Gang? I don't know if it's Ting Tang or Ting Tong. So just roll with me here.
A name doesn't necessarily reflect the nature of an organization. That's a shallow prejudice.
It is unideal for one to choose to see things through the tinted lens that is bias. Right. Back to the plan. We'll disguise as the boss of the Ting Tang Gang and win that game of chance. Afterwards, we have to go to the underground floors where the Golden Bow lies. Leading up to the game, we'll use the items and clothing we can find in pawn shops to disguise as our given roles, enter the casino, and wait for the team on the top floor to win the game. That's about it for the outline of this plan, I think. Hey, wait a second. Won't this entire thing fall apart if our player doesn't win?
We've prepared fake identification as well. It's just in case the casino security runs random inspections on visitors.
Alright, that's fine and dandy. But how do you plan to
It's so well put together. How is it ever going to fail?
But how do you
Shut
plan
up
to
now.
win once you're at the top floor? What do you think our outfits are for? We practiced for months to pass off as bona fide croupiers. We'll give you a good look. The game is in your bag. All you need is a pair of functioning eyes. Effie mumbled the last part to himself again while casting a sidelong scowl at our group. He's making it painfully obvious he has no faith in us. And how are we going to take the place of the Ting Tang Gang's boss?
We'll put sedatives in the food served at the casino. We've already finished negotiating the details with the head chef.
Sedatives? Sod and Effie winked at each other. It was a gesture demonstrating that the two were ideal partners, able to tell each other's thoughts just from exchanging glances.
Hey, dear pawnbroker, we'll be taking a look at the goods on showcase from here to there.
Yes? Oh, no, yeah, sure, of course. Please take your time, man. The pawnbroker's attitude took a sharp turn from disdainful to kowtowing.
Now then, let's take what we need from the display.
Oh my! This is a gupcha designer brooch, isn't it? Ah, what discerning eyes you have there, sir. This beauty is the mainstay of our shop's catalog. Only 10 of those were ever made, so its worth is positively My dog used to have one of these on its collar whenever we took it out for walkies. It's so nice to see something that brings back pleasant memories. Ah yes, this thing that only 10 were ever made. Honglu, well, we have one of those.
Brilliant. Leave.
I'm done for these cowhide gloves. Whoever had them must have been a fashionista.
Please take items that suit what's written in the envelopes. You have roles to play. Pardon, but the envelope I have received says janitor? This must have been an error of some sort.
Okay, it's good and all, but do you have the money to pay for all this? Yeah, Dawn is like officially like 5 foot something. I have to double check.
No wonder you cosplayed her so well.
Bear in mind, Sinclair is only like a couple centimeters taller than her.
Also, I love joking about characters being so short only to find out that they are my height. I don't want to think about that. I want to keep casting stones from my corner.
You're the one who said it.
Worrying about spendings? Who do you think we are, some low-rank hirelings? There's nothing I can't afford using this black card.
What the hell? What's this about? You told me we can't have prime beef because we don't have the budget. So the rumors were true that teams with notable performance are given a company card with no spending limit.
While everyone was shocked by the proven existence of the fabled black card, a loud voice came from outside. Oi, Dotted! Didn't I say payment was due today? Someone who clearly belongs to a vicious syndicate entered the pawn shop. Please, give me one more chance. I swear I'll have the money already. One more? Can't you do basic math? You said the same thing last time. Boss won't like me wasting precious time reteaching you kindergarten, you hear? The Hawaiian shirts. I'm just a frail man standing on daughtery feet. There's really nothing you get out of shaking me down. Pleading with an overly loud voice, the pawnbroker looked at us. You're talking back now. Yeah, go on then, get mad. I won't feel so guilty that way. In a way, he looked like he was covertly begging us to help him based on his expression. The center's attention was naturally drawn to the ongoing row. What are you looking at? You think I'm playing? Gee, that was so stereotypical. I didn't even get an urge to reply. Can't people be more creative about throwing taunts?
Don't worry, Ishmael, just stock NPC dialogue.
Shouldn't we help out, maybe? Unlike Ishmael, who scoffed at the goon, Sinclair anxiously glanced over.
We have no choice. The backstreets have their own rules and order. We aren't the ones to disturb that complex web of their society. Outsiders like us will only cause a bigger scene if we try to step in.
Pleased by the sinners choosing to stay away, the goon continued with the extortion. If you ain't got money, why don't you pay your dues in that instead? We keep telling you. Anything but that, please. Is it really okay to leave them be? Shall I settle the dispute for them so it does not bother you, manager?
그런데
What does that toaster mean by that anyway?
이곳엔
A currency more valuable than money exists in this district. It's well known that J-Corp's Singularity is a powerful security technology capable of locking anything. It is less known, however, in the extensive cultural and historical background of the backstreets of Nest J that lead to the Singularity's creation.
History? Are you seriously about to lecture us here or not? I was never told any mandatory education when I joined this company. In spite of the opposition, Faust went on with her explanation.
Here, a technology exists to extract wish power from people. Though it's not widely known outside this district, since it didn't quite have the generality to be recognized as a singularity, in essence, it's processing luck into a commodity that can be traded, like a form of money. It brought forth the need for a way to stop others from forcibly extracting this wish power, leading to the creation of a security technology that ultimately developed into the singularity we know today.
야, 파우스트.
Gee wee, Faust must be tiring to have to teach these dunces in ways they can get it.
It's fine. This was within my anticipated scenario.
그 말투.
I don't like the way you say that.
자자.
Come on now, gather the items to help with your disguises so we can leave.
Zod flapped the document full of scheduled plans to emphasize that we'd be busy.
우린 일개 회사원이지.
We're salaried workers, not heroes fighting for justice.
Wait, not that word! A bad feeling rushed through my head, prompted me to count the sinners I could see. That does not align with a certain someone's beliefs. And it's one that would severely provoke her principles. Ishmael seems to have noticed what I meant, and hurriedly looked around.
Thou darest try to pilfer the valuables of others! This behavior can only be seen as wholehearted villainy!
Oh no, Don Quixote! But it was a moment too late. Don Quixote had already sprinted forward and was swinging her lance at the tent hanger who gripped the pawnbroker by the collar. Caught completely unaware, the goon was hit right in the head with the blunt side of her lance. Knocked out on the floor in a brisk swing, the fainted goon became the center of attention for all of us inside the pawnshop for a solid minute.
For your information, keeping the sinners in check is not part of my job description. That would be the job of this person here.
Don't give me that look! There's nothing in my abilities to keep her under control! No one can control the Quixote. I couldn't stop myself from defending my position, even when I was aware that my voice wouldn't reach anyone besides the sinners. Oh well. It's not like my defense would have made them look any less baffled towards me if they could hear it. The pawnbroker was the only one chuffed by this turn of events. Great work, ma'am. Serves that hooligan right. But I'll say, you could have whooped him a tad harder, maybe.
Virgilius advised me that while I am free to deliver justice unto villains, I must do so without unduly involving irrelevance in our mission. Thus, I showed moderation.
Her proud expression never looked so provoking. Uh-huh. So you remembered his words and still leapt forward?
'Twas a necessary action to stay true to my creed. Please understand my virtuous violence.
Not the
Ladies and
kill
gentlemen, the
him.
reason why this plan is doomed.
Not to kill him, but that ruffian isn't actually dead, right?
영감.
I thought you wanted her to get straight to Wallops, old sport. I did. But things would get fairly complicated if the Eurodivie showed up, you know? The Eurodivie? What are they doing here? No, forget that. What are you worrying about them? Not up to date with the news, are you, ma'am? They've been causing trouble here for months now.
Are they villains as well?
Oh, they're villains to us humble merchants for sure. They were going on about, what was it, roughing up greedy peddlers, keeping money to themselves and giving it to those who needed it. Distributing something, they said. The redistribution of wealth. Ah, that's it, yes. Those scoundrels are robbing us poor saps of what little wealth we have. And they don't even do the dirty work themselves. It's always the local brutes they send. Can you believe it? Anywho, life has been hard for us because of those self-righteous bunches. Looked like they were here to find something at first, but all they do now is squeeze money out of us. I just realized, shouldn't we take our leave now? More toughies from the Tintan gang might be coming this way. It seemed like Rodya deliberately cut off the pawnbroker in a hurry, but I had little time to think about the implications. The gang member Don Quixote had knocked out began to flinch as though to get back up soon. What else? You're making the problem bigger than it had to be. Hey, Muffin and Sable, was it? Don't be so tart now. There are plenty of pawn shops around here, right? We can always find a different...
It's Effie and Sod. Please don't mistake our names for confections.
Welcome to the running gag that Gregor can't remember names to save his fucking life.
And your statement that there are plenty of pawn shops in the vicinity won't mean much. When said pawn shops notice the trouble happening here and close.
Don Quixote! I'm getting tired of lecturing these idiots on every little thing. We should just leave. Right as I tried to leave, someone wearing similar thuggish clothes to the one we just knocked out, with a face that looked just as rough, stormed into the shop. Hey, Rodya! Have you seen our little... Wait, Slimmy! Just what's going on here? We did our best to pretend to be innocent customers who just happened to be in the pawn shop at the wrong time. However, in an unfortunate concurrence of events, the goon came back to senses. Who did this? Tell me now! The bean is gonna regret these grew stems! Over there. That red time puss. The direction the finger was pointing was simply too unambiguous for me to pretend otherwise. Thus, there is no point in denying that I was meant by red time puss, as I'm sure there would be literally no one else matching that description in this entire district. Just so you don't get the wrong idea, I have nothing to do with these people or what happened here. I was just about to bring a towel to cool this poor fellow's head. Smarmy gaffer. I had no expectations for him in the first place, but that man really has a shaky reed for his backbone. Although the pawnbroker switching sides in a heartbeat and the finger-pointing clock slander over something that I wasn't responsible for too hurt me a little, I was determined to stand firm. Frijolitos over there. Stop. Freeze in your tracks. Mostly because it was clear that we had to run right now. If I kept letting small things bother me, I would be reduced to a pulp sooner rather than later.
Say the court of plan and serve your sentence.
No need to run. Let's just kill them all and be done with it. What's next? You're going to wipe out the whole syndicate? That doesn't sound too bad. The forces of evil must be uprooted with haste in order to raise the banner of justice high. So is there seriously no one on your team who's in their right mind? Ishmael looked insulted by this remark and seemed to be thinking of a counter-argument, but the tent and goons arming themselves were a more pressing matter. Let's just get out of here first. Don Quixote!
천천히 가자니까.
As Sod predicted, all the pawnbrokers were busy closing their street entrances to avoid trouble. Hey, you pricks! Stop right where you're standing! You think you can get away with messing with our family, tiny babe?
저런 집단들은 왜
What's with British syndicates and their pretend families? Is that the only thing they can think of to bond with each other?
Look at the bump you made on our precious youngin's head! Good gracious. That was not part of the plan. Effie clutches his forehead as if it were aching. I thought about goading him to keep some headache pills at hand if this was enough to cause him pain, but I refrained. My lack of a head would have made the message far less impactful anyway. You two! You thought we were worthless scum until now, didn't you? I know you've been seeing our group as sewage full of waste. I don't think anyone spoke of us that harshly, Otis. Have you not wondered why we have been charged with the momentous Jesus Christ. Have you not wondered why we have been charged with the momentous mission of claiming golden barrels despite that? But why is that? Even Effie seemed to be taken aback by Otis's imposing attitude. Although I want to disagree that the others are rubbishes drenched in foul water. No, seriously, you're the only one who says that. Well, that's what Miss Otis has been thinking all this time. I have remained undefeated, and our manager is capable of resuscitating us, making us practically incapable of death. In fact, just the two of us should be sufficient, though that weasel Virgilius seems to disagree. The point is, these detrites won't be scrapped even after countless battles. They will come back as the exact same piles of trash they were before death. That was a very inspiring way to reaffirm that we're living, breathing garbage to you. Morons. Enemies are approaching. Are you prepared, manager? Tell us how you really feel, Otis.
God damn it, Otis. Come on. Really? Really, dude? Please stand, please.
I'll be honest, I forgot about that animation for Greg's skill 3. He literally just stops to take a drag. Like, you are so not worth his time. He has time to smoke.
내 뒤로. 거기까지. 위험 요소 제거. 위험 요소 제거.
That's why Greg is a beast.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
Oh no. You gotta love when the title of a chapter is cut off for some reason. They made for pathetic foes. That was absolutely nothing. The Ting Tang gang had tight control over this area. This is not going to be the end of... Just then, more Ting Tangers began showing up from the street corners. Who sent your haircuts to mess with us? We are the proud soldiers of Lick. Effie quickly covered Don Quixote's mouth. You lost it! Do you want the entire district after us? More coming. Give us your command, manager. Don Quixote!
Bear in mind, I say this lovingly.
되갚아주마. 거기까지. 그 정도인가?
Nice.
내 뒤로. 어이구. 그 정도 위험 요소 제거. 되갚았습니다. 먼저 간다. 어이구. 위험 요소 제거.
자, 이분은 이쪽으로 모으고
내 뒤로. 위험 요소 제거. 어이구. 위험 요소 제거. 젠장 그만 좀 튀어나와.
Damn it, they just won't stop coming.
카지노에 들어가기도 전에
Well, where's lies up before we can even take a step inside the casino?
안심해요, 히스클리프.
Don't fret, Heathcliff. As long as the manager is with us, we won't die from fatigue or other things.
그걸 몰라.
That's not the point at all! I think that's a line that's changed, actually.
해결은 간단하다.
I'm not sure.
어떤 조직이
The solution is simple.
그 대가리를
Any organization can be brought down by deposing its leader. With the head gone, the meat supporting it will break apart.
너
You're the only one speaking my tongue here.
짜증나니까
I'm proper myth, so let's go break some bones. Head, whatever. Hence, onward we travel.
잠깐.
Wait, come back here.
파우스트.
This is the crowd you're supposed to accompany, Faust.
삶은 늘
Life is full of mysteries.
그렇게 이상적이라고 할 수도
That,
있겠어.
perhaps, is what makes it an ideal reflection. No.
내 대가리 어디 있어?
Tell me where your guffer is. I want to see it. Now! Heathcliff grabbed a Mook by the collar and shook it about violently. To me, it looked as if anything still conscious had left already. And maybe even more than that. The Seahawk is gonna be at the Car Pagoda.
차탑?
The what?
차탑이 어디야?
What the hell is that? Makes sense.
이 근방에 폐차장을
Probably the
하는 거야.
scrapyard nearby.
그런데 너희
Really
진심으로
though, are you actually
콩콩
planning to
보스를
take down the
처리했을
gang's boss?
거야? 그런다고
That won't be
인사고과에
reflected in your
반영되거나
employee
하지 않아.
performance review or
알겠어?
anything, you know?
저자는 그런 것
He's not sharp enough to calculate such things into his actions. He's waste, bearing little relation to schemes or plot. On the other hand, he flirts closely with nonsense.
아니야.
No,
말이 되는 것 같기도 해요.
I do think that makes sense.
문제 없어. 에피.
Nothing to worry about,
우리는
Effie.
항상 플랜
We
B
always keep a
준비되어
plan
있잖아.
B, don't we? Zod spoke with a serene face. However, I could see her consciously trying to maintain calm from time to time, giving me reason to suspect that she's putting on a veil of kindness.
여러분이 위장을 하는 게
If disguising as your given roles is out of the question,
다 같이 콩콩이
you can all get up as
파티처럼
members of the
위장해버리는 겁니다.
Tintang instead.
단체로 들어가도
That way, you won't arouse much suspicion moving in a large group, and you'll be able to reach the top floor without much trouble.
겸사겸사
And we could siphon some of Wish power from the Tintang gang while we're at it. Yeah, I'm going to check something real quick.
최선의 방어는 역시
Uh,
공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
I'm gonna do this real quick so I can check something. Because I believe, just due to the fact that I have been playing this game for quite a long while, that the... Trying to remember how to get to my
screenshots for Limbies. It's actually on disk. You're gonna have to bear with me for a hot second. See her 81055. No. Wait, no, that's the user. 801. And then it's in 760 remote. So I believe if I log out of my Steam account now, it'll change things, but... Basically, the TLDR of the line that Heathcliff had towards Hong Lu, basically in the 1.0 version of this game, instead of just him yelling at Hong Lu followed by censored noises, he instead said something along the lines of what he actually said, then you blank. So it's like he was directly insulting Hong Lu, and whatever it was bad enough that it was just bleeped out. Which, bearing in mind, whatever he said is still apparently bleeped out. Which is really funny, because this game has swearing in it. Like people say fuck and bastard and stuff like that, so it's like, what the hell did Heathcliff say that they had to censor the bastard?
Probably a slur.
Probably! It's just like, what the hell? And like, and you could hear in the background, no, there was an actual, like, censor beep in there. So Heathcliff did say something.
No, don't do a slur.
Heathcliff, please, we know you're the Englishman, but chill out. Anyway, cars.
Is this a C-word positive stream?
I personally don't care. It's just a case of I don't know how much Twitch
Audience
cares.
members, what do you think?
Like,
I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know what the audience do.
the only
I don't know
person
what
that
the
would...
audience member thinks.
I think the only people that would answer is DJ. Like I said, I don't care.
He's people? I thought he was a person.
I thought he was a bird. But it's kind of more the
Birds
point
don't
of
have
I don't know
birds.
how much Twitch cares about that. So it's kind of more of a Twitch thing than a me thing. Anyway.
Oh, come hither, fellows, and lend me your gazes.
What is all this?
뭐죠?
차들이 마치
Cars are heaped upon each other as if to form a tower.
의무라군.
Somber. The structures that seemed tower-like at a distance were actually cars stacked upon each other.
차들이 왜 이렇게
Why are so many piled up like this? Oh, some have scripts upon their windshields. It must have been their family's writing.
보고 싶다고 쓰여 있네요.
This one says,
이분들은
I miss you.
곧 돌아오는
The
거겠죠?
owners are coming back for them, right?
그럴 리가.
Not a chance. Even if they did return from the casino, they wouldn't be in the right state to happily reunite with their loving families. Well, to play the auxiliary role of your tour guide, this here is the hidden landmark of the street.
도박꾼들의 말로지.
The bitter end of gamblers.
And this served as the stepping stone for the Tin Tan Gang to amass wealth and power by dealing used cars.
로자.
So, Rodya,
와봤다면서.
you've been to places like this
뭔가
pretty
필요한
often,
설명
right?
해줄 건 없어.
Got anything to add?
그지?
Bet you could tell us some pretty interesting trivia.
Oh, don't know.
Gambling fucking sucks.
Don't remember a thing. I'll decide to forget all about the past, focus on what's in front.
Let's go gambling.
And I would be able to keep that self-promise if not for irritants like them.
나가들아.
Oi, Bonin! Who do you think you are to goof over on our turf?
아니면
Or what, you here to sell your car?
Nay, we mount an omnibus.
장기는
We don't deal in organs, though. Well, I guess a pair of eyes with pupils especially colored as yours might sell.
꽤 돈을 줘.
So you have come to the right place. We are here for your leader.
You're pretty bold and facing a gang. What do you work for?
We said, An awkward silence passed.
I asked you a question. Don't stop midway.
She's learning. She's learning to not just shout Limba's company.
두드려 패고
That's only gonna.
Nimbus Companar.
Oh, don't worry. Dawn has some spectacular English.
이상 승객을 정리한다.
Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I've heard Japanese English and I love it. I don't even know what Korean English is, and I'm excited for it.
It'll be pretty good whenever we get around to it, because I think the soonest instance of that is going to be post Kanto 3.
그 정도면
You're
So
talking to somebody who loves like Terry's like Arioke.
yeah,
어떠냐? 어떠냐? 아파주마. 끝나. 거기까지 위험 요소 제거.
이상 승객을 정리한다.
위험 요소 제거. 위험 요소 제거.
don't worry. There will be a point that eventually Ryoshi will shoot that gun. It's just not going to be until I decide to finally upgrade her.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
Oh no, they recommend level 11 and I'm only level 10. Oh no, what the fuck shall I do?
Oh no, your entire pelvis has been crushed because of how strong they are.
What's up?
형님,
Boss!
소속도
Some
안 받은 분들이
Hola, who and even told where that from rolled out into town all of a sudden.
누가 보낸 거냐?
What sent ya?
차림을 보니까
Well, your trust tells me it ain't
하나총육전판이었어.
those habaneros or the butchers.
지금이라도 싹싹
I'll give you a chance to grovel for forgiveness. Do that and I'll let you leave with your limbs in tow.
그대가 입고 있는 옷을
We should gladly part if you were to take off your clothing for us. That makes it sound kind of weird.
이상해지는데.
Boss, I think they might be the hot pots people have been talking about. You know, rumored to fadango with people's odors. Disgusting bunch, let me tell you, that's no way to live. Now our assumed big boss of the gang is looking at us with genuine disgust. I have not wanted to win a fight as desperately as I do now. Just need something like, we will leave if you disrobe for us. The fuck he sung! Like, we know he doesn't mean anything,
두드려
but these guys have no idea what his intentions are.
The rest of the sinners just collectively face palm.
거기까지.
Yes, it's a Don Quixote.
No, I think Don Quixote would be trying to discern where the problem is.
Was it correct, right? Oh.
It's not, what? I've said something of the similar. I said so wrong.
They. But it goes.
No, Heathcliff would just be shaking his head because he ain't the worst guy.
Okay, Gregor.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like the gangsters should. Like, okay, how about this? You never show your face here again, and you.
Unfortunately, that's not how
we are
this
going to
goes.
show our face.
Unfortunately, we are going to do more than show our face. We are going to destroy them.
위험 요소.
And still steal their clothes.
그 정도 위험도가 없었음. 제거.
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고
두드려 패고 터뜨려 주지. 오, 요전인가? 들리나?
그가 봐주마.
Also, I will not go over most Ryoshuisms, mostly because I don't always remember what they mean. If it's a common one that gets translated, I'll probably mention it. If the game doesn't, but most of the time I don't even know what she's on about. You just learn to deal with her.
바퀴벌레 같은
Yeah.
새끼들.
Darn little roaches.
대체
What the
어디서
hell do you work for?
이쯤 되면
It's about time you
알려줄
told
때도
us.
됐잖아.
우리는
We
림버스
are from
컴퍼니에서
Limbus Company. Finally, one less millstone around the neck.
그러니까
That
거기가
doesn't help at all.
어딘데?
Oh, and for reference, Effie and I work in a different department. Please don't associate us with them.
The sheer frustration over our aversion to conversing sensibly must have played a considerable role in causing the boss to pass out. My condolences to the poor fellow's patience.
Do we seriously have to wear these though? Still reeks of sweat and blood and smells grody too.
Rodya complained, lifting the shirt she took from a Tintang member with 2 fingers like she was handling trash.
Ugh, some hair too. This is the first time I'm jealous of Dante's missing eyes.
I can see, by the way.
생각보다
This looks pretty dandy, actually. Guess her business was more successful than I thought.
나랑 바꿔.
I want that. Bagsy.
맞춤형으로 제작된 옷이라
I can't. It's been tailor-made. Label here says it's good for all girths. What a phrase! Noticing that my gaze was fixed on the label of his clothing, Effie barked. We wouldn't be doing any of this if you hadn't caused that ruckus in the pawn shop.
이 고생 안 했어.
괜찮아요.
I don't mind. I've always wanted to try on clothes like these. It's like we're filming a movie.
것 같잖아요.
조금 떨리네요.
To be honest, I'm a little nervous. It's been a while since I've worked in disguise.
난 내키지 않는다.
I don't feel like it.
겁쟁이들이 나.
This is the coward's way.
Sorry, but can someone please keep her mouth shut?
You're free to try as long as you're good with your ribs being cut apart. Gregor softly spoke for Poss got the sinners to crack up. For a moment, Effie and Sod seemed to wonder how they should take it, before deciding that it's not worth mulling over and moving on. Effie then lifted a small container that appeared to be inlaid with nacre. This is a wish canister we seized from the Tintang gang's boss.
관리자.
Manager,
간단한 역할을 맡.
here's a simple role you can play. What are you...
I guess we owe you an explanation, judging from your clueless motions.
제2사의 특이점이 이
The long and short of it is that this thing contains Jacob's other singular. This is a tool that sucks up wishes from people and stores them in some form of energy.
When the time is right, squeeze that wish power onto a sheet of paper, and voila! You get a one-use stick-on tattoo that boosts your luck to high heavens.
Seems the plan was to try and win the game on the top floor by scraping up others' luck. Imagine the boss of some lowly gang was carrying one of these. Manager. Dante, right? I want you to hold on to this when we enter the casino. Am I really allowed to carry such a big responsibility? You don't look like you're oozing confidence. We do have reasons for assigning you to this task. First off, a poker face is going to be vital when you gamble. No matter how good they are at reading expressions, they won't be able to tell what emotions to read from a clock. Second, I trust that they've appointed you as manager for a reason. Call it a hunch. Something tells me you'll be more useful than those sinners you're leading. Come to think of it, he had a point. I was given the title of manager, but never had a chance to be the charismatic leader I had envisioned. Instead of showing respect, my sinners would constantly berate and threaten me. The only real role I could afford to play was bringing them back to life. While the sinners were engaged in fierce battle, all I would do was cower behind them, anxiously praying that their heads and hearts were unscathed. With a heavy heart, I nodded to let him know I was ready. Alright, put this on your arm. You'll become the luckiest person in the city for a short while.
Now then, you'll act as team tangers, and we'll be croupiers. Break a leg, everyone.
Vowing that we'll see this operation to success no matter what, we opened the door to the casino. How well do you think this plan's gonna go?
Awful. It's gonna go about as well as trying to open up a can of soup with a tooth.
Go on, Snowy.
I have faith.
You have faith.
They're at a casino. You said Rodya is the money person. She's gonna here's what's gonna happen. She's gonna take the money when somebody's not looking. She's gonna gamble it away, lose everything, and then we're gonna fail getting the golden
You're incorrect.
thing again.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know that they're gonna fail. I still have faith.
The casino could best be described as busy. Excessively cheery sounds blared from slot machines. The lights were so bright that some of our sinners had to cover their eyes.
They will get the golden thing, but either way, I'm calling it. Rodya is going to spend
No,
everything.
no. Rodian's gonna be fine here. That is like the one person you can trust to not, you know.
I'm not. I feel like she's going to be the one who
No.
the money.
And the security guards took note of our garish outfits to give us a customary nod. Sod and Effie, dressed as croupier, discreetly nodded at us as they accompanied Rodya to the casino's cage. I was amazed by their ability to feign expertise, from the way they carried themselves to the facial expressions they made. Few would doubt that they were long-time employees.
What manner of sorcery are these dazzling contraptions?
Try not to go saucer-eyed at everything like a fascinated kid, Don Quixote. You'll seem fishy. The guests here look dead inside with their dim eyes, and they smell worse than the Tintang schmucks we face. Do they even wash? I don't think they'd be too happy about you holding your nose right before their faces, Ishmael. But this is the kind of ability stint I'd only ever caught from the deckhands. Fortunately, most of them were too focused on the machines to care about what we were doing.
Manager Esquire, have you seen such a thing? What must I do to hear the jolly bells as the other patrons are?
I don't think I've been into one of these places before, so I wouldn't know. Looking at all the flashy symbols and number spinning had slowly eroded my resolve to act the part of a stern manager. I guess a little peek is fine?
It says here to press the button. Is pressing it what not to do?
I swear upon my minute and hour hands that I had no intention to press that button. Absolutely none. The hand I'd swiftly outstretched to stop Don Quixote from touching the machine unexpectedly fumbled and landed smack on the button. Yikes! In an unpredictable series of coincidences, someone had left a token in it, enough for one game. Reels started spinning under fanfare. We could only watch as the chain of events unfolded.
By the way, I hope Dante handles that wish stick that we took from the Tintin gang with care.
That manager? It was the only favor we asked of them. They better be doing a good job.
You can count on Dante, dear Zuru. They're one of the few sensible paths who gets what up. That's good to hear. With so many sheets attached, they should be able to win any game with ease. We just need to be careful not to draw attention here.
She was saying. The players next to us stare with jaws dropped so far that their chins could touch the floor. Waves of casino chips plunged from the machine, so many that I wouldn't dare to try to gather them up. I'm so sorry, Effie. Zod. I came here determined to do something right, and it fell apart all so soon. A jackpot? What machine is it?
갑자기 터졌어?
Just like that, no warning. Right now.
잠깐. 거기
A moment, please.
신원 확인 좀.
Let me just check your ID.
분위기가 왜 이렇게
What's with the aggro? Is it a crime to win big at a casino?
이게 죄냐?
Chance in this place doesn't work the way we think it usually does. You could accumulate your luck for a big payout, or trickle in small amounts to break even. But winning the jackpot on your first try should be a literal impossibility here. Chips are raining down like shooting stars!
I'd hope you of all people would have had a sense of responsibility. All it took was Don Quixote's siren play for you to give in. I'm disappointed. You're none other than our manager, and I expected you to show your capability and clear the disgrace of failure from us. Ishmael's barrage of scathing whispers was something to marvel at, as Gregor muttered in awe. On top of that, her piercing gaze I had never felt before made me want to weasel away under a rock, if there was one. For once, I thanked my clock for lacking eyes to meet her glare.
잠깐.
Now, hold on. That might not be our only problem. Gregor was fretfully looking in every direction until he stopped to point at the shocking discovery he'd just made. And where he pointed...
언제부터 네 옷을 그대로
How long have you been off your disguise, Ryoshu? Was a sullen
Think she ever put her
Ryoshu,
down.
wearing the same clothes she's always worn. I don't put on others' discarded clothing.
관리자 양반.
Manager Bud, today isn't our day, huh? Yup. Looks like we're screwed. Royally.
It's fine.
So is
Just...
this more Don Quixote's fault or Dante's fault?
No,
Yes.
this is Ryoshu's.
I mean, okay. So the chip thing? Don Quixote's fault. The... How long have you been out of your disguise? Oh, I never put it on. 100% Ryoshu.
말도 안 돼.
You know, there was a well put together plan at the beginning of this chapter.
Chapter 2 is best known as the D&D chapter. Because
We
this
had
is exactly...
a plan, and no one. We had a plan, and then they decided to throw out the plan. So we had a new plan, and then no one abided by the new plan.
This is exactly what would probably happen if you tried to run a 12-player D&D campaign and told them to act inconspicuous in a goddamn casino.
It would literally be like, alright, so who all has their disguise? One person in the corner. Wait, we were supposed to have a disguise?
The one person who made it their character to either do it intentionally or basically just made sure that they had negatives in disguise or something like that, or in their bluff checks. And just like rolled the frickin' -3. How long have you been out of your disguise? Oh, I never put one on. This can't be. All the work we did to put this plan in motion. Faust,
No,
what were you...
put the plan? You put that work into the previous plan. I'd like to mention that was thrown out a while ago.
Faust, what were you thinking volunteering to bring these fools along for your missions? You're supposed to have near unparalleled brilliance, right? Then use it!
Even though I
Wait.
haven't worked with them for long, I was able to realize something. I ought to become a Faust that believes in uncertainty.
Please stop yes-anding these people. They are not to be trusted.
When the lack of a plan becomes the plan, all variables become constants. That is what my plan entails.
Faust's plan from the beginning is, Oh, we're not gonna have a plan.
No, Faust's plan has always been the words yes and.
No. This is what Faust's plan is. Enter. It is time for Plan Y. Plan Y,
Okay.
Faust? Hello.
Yes, I made the joke simpler with 2 words, Dark.
Yeah, well, I had to be funnier.
I mean, to be fair, this would be the case of Heathcliff going, I can work with that. He just bashes someone in the face.
I can work with that, and you hear the fucking TF2 critical hit sound effect.
No, you hear, specifically, freaking, Scout's bat noise. You just hear the sound of a baseball hitting a metal bat, and just ding.
Frying pan.
Frying pan works just as well. Faust turned to me with a tranquil face. Thanks to her, my role right now became clear. Alright, it's time for our usual gig. Let's kill and be killed.
Our usual plan of kill everyone that moves?
Kill everything that moves! Kill things also that are not moving!
어떠냐? 이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Greg's fucking rolling zeros and you still can't hit him? What is wrong with you?
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 붙고 어떠냐?
Greg literally could not roll anything higher than a 5 and they still couldn't beat him.
위험 요소 제거.
먼저 간다.
그 정도 위험 요소 제거. 위험 요소 제거. 찾아봤습니다. 최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어? 천천히 가자니까.
답답해서 못 봐주겠다.
I can't stand watching this charade.
저런 어중이 떠중이
How much
새끼들
time are you going to
언제까지
waste
상대하고
fighting
있을
those small fries?
거야? 보통 그렇게
It's
말하는
often the case that
사람들도
grumbling people don't have a clear
제시하는
solution to
사람은
contribute. Listening to Ishmael's disapproval, Ryoshu shook her head and assumed a confident look.
이런 게 예술이다.
This is art.
니놈.
Poetaster, give me the knife.
영영하사.
You may forever take it from my hands.
날붙이가
The blade will be better off parting ways to wander about the air for however long.
감사.
Thank. Ryoshu held his dagger and threw it straight into the air. It struck an anchorage on the ceiling that kept the chandelier still, causing it to sway precariously. Indeed, Ryoshu may be weakened from what she once was because she became a sinner, but nevertheless, she was still the best swordswoman we had, able to cut through steel like a proverbial hot knife. Sure, she treats my words with less respect than she would a wad of gum, but that wasn't a problem. Everyone's eyes turned to the swinging chandelier, and eventually, flustered by all the gazes falling upon it, thus, in a haze, it succumbs. Well, watch out! The chandelier crashed to the floor in full force, making a tremendous noise. And that's just all it did. Nothing else happened. Both parties were left staring at the fallen light fixture in the middle of the floor. So, what was that for? Ryoshu?
퍼포먼스다.
A performance.
방금
You just made that up, didn't you?
그래도
Still, I'm glad none of us were hurt.
앞으로 무사하게 될지는 모를
We'll have to see about that. Fucking rolls a 20 on I want to cut down the chandelier. Rolls goddamn 0 for damage. This woman cut down a chandelier. Basically jack shit. Also, where did Hisong's knife go?
두드려 패고
Like Ryoju just straight up and like, I want to cut down the chandelier. You don't have anything to throw? I'll use Yisong's knife. Yisong, are you gonna let her use your knife? Sure, why not? Alright, acrobatics check? 20. Then it just somehow hits nothing.
그 정도 위험 요소 제거.
Or I guess at this point it was a case of, alright, let me roll
위험 요소.
how many people it hits. Somehow rolls a 0.
먼저 간다. 자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고. 어떠냐? 쉽네.
내 뒤로. 위험 요소 제거.
혹시나 해서 말하는 건데
Just to make sure,
우리 목적이
you all know that our goal is to win the game being held on the top floor, not reduce the ground floor of the casino to rubble, right?
I was certain that some definitely didn't know or care, but I figured I'd rather not remind her.
Not only must we reach the top, we also have to win the game as our objective states. Thus, we need the wish power to make it happen. I won't bother reviewing in detail how the wish power we had managed to collect went down the drain for preposterous reasons. It'll only hurt our morale.
I had to keep my head down, feeling the pricks of conscience poking at my heart. We can secure the most wish power in this. Where can we secure the most wish power in this place?
That roulette next to the entrance. People who visit the casino try their daily luck using that roulette and take or yield wish power depending on the outcome.
Is that so? Then I'll seek out an opportunity to snatch the container attached to it. Think you can pull that off? I have carried out countless operations in much greater in scale. Your preposterous blunder amounts to nothing in the grander scheme of things, manager. It has to have been the fault of the judging dredges who obfuscated your ability to make sensible decisions. Don't let their words deter you. Preposterous. I see. Wait. While we were busy discussing backup plans, Heathcliff was already making a mad dash for the entrance. Were we too focused on the conversation? Or did we collectively lose our minds? In either case, none of us had a clue what he was up to. Heathcliff! Damn it, isn't it time we stopped chatting and moved up already? Then he shouted at security from the top of his lungs. Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? That blondie over there is a rookie who's unfledged as he gets. And that mate there we call a manager has a bad case of lost memories and can't wield a weapon to save herself. This is what you're struggling against? What a joke! Damn you... Heathcliff? That was too harsh. Here. Much too mean, Heathcliff. And last thing, that glove you're holding deserves a better owner. You cocky little... The infuriated security guard swung the club with a furious whish, exploding towards Heathcliff. And as Heathcliff swerved out of its way, the roulette behind him bore the force, being smashed to pieces.
The wish container!
Spouts of what I assume was once wish power until moments ago poured through the poor remains of the roulette. As if in death throes, Saw let out an agonized scream before clapping her hands over her mouth. But I couldn't help but turn away from this tragic sight. When I grow up, I want to be a wish sticker, giving hope to everybody. I could almost hear the unfulfilled dreams of the lost wishes in my imagination. Oi, Listen up, you thickos. Do you want to admit to your boss about breaking this thing while fighting us and get lambasted for it? Or do you want to make it our fault and let us through? This was a month's worth of luck. It won't be any safer for you upstairs. Never been too close to safety anyway. Appreciate the advice. Heathcliff came to me with one of his shoulders dislocated, likely when he was grazed by the club. What's the look? Do your thing and fix me up.
I've made up my mind. Starting now, I won't ever try to discuss plans or anything similar with these people.
The plan was fine. You willingly abandoned it.
Took you long enough to realize.
You have to admit, though, Heathcliff's plan was pretty damn clever. It's like, you're fighting a bunch of people who shouldn't be able to take you on for a lick of salt. And you're losing? Just to goad the guy into breaking a thing. It's like, oh, would you look at that? You want to take the blame for that? Like, Heathcliff was actually pretty clever and just like, you want to admit to your boss that you broke it? Or us ruffians? It's like Heathcliff is really clever when he wants to be. It's just, unfortunately, we don't get to see his cleverness too often, because it's usually obfuscated by rage. Faust. This is one of those times when it's better to keep your mouth shut. With that, we dragged ourselves up to the next floor. So, that was a disaster. Don Quixote, look at what you've done! Now the animators have to draw all these poker chips!
See what you've done? Now the animators have to draw all this boiling blood.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
I was trying to think of something that would be the same as the the fire. And just like, Chowder, look what you have done! Now all the animators have to draw all this fire! I have not watched Chowder in goddamn ages, but that is still one of the best jokes ever.
Yeah, like that show. When it had its funny jokes, they were really funny. But
It had a lot of funny jokes.
I don't know. Maybe I was just too old for it by the time because my sister loved it.
A lot of its jokes were either based off of the animation itself or tended to be relating to the stuff going on in the kitchen itself.
But like, I feel as an adult, I probably wouldn't really like the show, but I'd be able to appreciate its jokes better, right? You know what I mean?
Maybe. But you have to take into account one of its best ones is Chowder drawing on the fourth wall. And then Gazpacho just been like, come here!
Oh yeah, that,
And he wiped
yeah,
it off, and it's like, oh, what about that? And oh, that one doesn't come off. Just the Cartoon Network logo that was baked into its cells.
Hearing that was a very hard joke to pull off because in different countries it's in a different spot. But,
Well,
like,
well
I think
the way they got around it is the fact that the Cartoon Network logo on that particular scene is hard baked into its animation. So basically, as the show got reruns and they changed the logo, they would just be overlaid on the hard-to-bake logo that was already on the cell. Sometimes making it funnier when there's two of them there. But, like, no, that's how they got around the localization, is that it's just on the animation, rather than being put there by the network. Ah, yes. 2-10. Sync.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
분위기가 달라졌군요.
The atmosphere seems rather different. It appears that another syndicate has taken hold of this floor.
Oi, Eugen! What's with all the doom and gloom you're wearing on that face of yours? Don't you know the
So,
rules here? Yes, Snowy?
Gonna slightly interrupt him, but I don't mean to bear too much. What about the fact that we now have Garfield Lost Media finally no longer being lost?
I mean, it's always nice to unlost the media.
So, for context, for those that do not know, Sega Channel was officially, like, we finally recovered most, if not every ROM that was exclusive to the Sega Channel from back in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
One of those being a exclusive Garfield game.
This is
Or,
in fact
I guess
true.
not really exclusive, but like had exclusive levels.
Yeah, I think it was basically just it's
Yeah, like, I
basically
think
lost levels.
8 through 10 are now available.
Yeah. Alright.
All right, that is your interruption of the weird gaming historian guy. Go back to your regularly scheduled Koreans.
Don't you know the rules here? Sour looks at a no, so put a hat over your long face. Why do you say that while looking at me? I will sink on you. What's that mean? Snap your neck completely, that's what. Easy, Ryoshu. You shouldn't be so prone to starting fights. Hey, never mind that. This one has an even more problematic face, no? Which hand is supposed to be your eyes? Ryoshu, are you ready? You bet, Dante. It's like, Ryoshu, maybe
I
you
just
shouldn't
love
start
the
a
fact,
fight.
like Dante's insulted. It's like Ryoshu, yeah, kill on it.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, Ryoshu, maybe you shouldn't be so prone to picking fights with people. Dante gets insulted. Ryoshu, I take back what I said. Ryoshu, just you hear the sound of a tiger roaring and pouncing. But welcome to another syndicate of the District J Casino, Los Mariachis. For some reason, there are just mariachi. I don't think they're ever given a proper explanation for why they're mariachi. They're just mariachi. Back in the early days of the game, these guys were actually exceedingly annoying because of their evade. Because I believe the mechanic is every time they successfully evade your attack, you lose 5 SP. And if you have a lot of coins, and they're rolling hot, you can lose a lot of SP really quickly. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. We have a Greg.
I just realized I had the mute button on, so it was literally not yet Ryoshu.
Basically.
Or, okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, Ryoshu.
Yeah, it's the not yet verb, but then Dante immediately puts down their hand and is like, Ryoshu, kill.
Also, I realized I mixed up Ryoshu and
No, it's Ryoshu.
no, the one who I thought was gonna spend the money.
Oh, Rodya.
Thank you. I mean, their names are similar.
They are probably two of the closest, Ryoshu, Rodian, and Rodya. They are
Oh my
somewhat
god,
closer.
that looks amazing!
What does?
One of the Mega Evolutions that was not shown off in the trailers.
Ah, fair enough.
I think you know which one I'm excited about. Oh, you will.
Yeah. Also, I love the title for 2-11. Let that sink in.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
But it's
I'm
freaking Ryoshu's acronyms.
I'm sad I was spoiled on it existing, but I'm so happy I was not spoiled on what it looked like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, welcome to our first proper introduction to, as it is officially denoted, Ryoshu's Sangria. Basically, Ryoshu doesn't like speaking in full sentences a lot. Like, if she can find a way to succinctly condense an entire sentence into as little as possible, she will do so. sometimes her sangria is a little esoteric. But don't worry, we have a translator on board. The acronyms in English is basically the closest we can get to what her deal actually is in the original Korean and is actually pretty well translated in Japanese. Basically, I forget what it's actually called, but it is the concept of making an entire saying that is condensed basically down to 4 syllables slash symbols. Like it only takes 4 characters to say the entire thought. I forget what this is called or how it is really well executed, but it is the case of that is why Ryoshu speaks an acronym, because it is basically a similar thought in English, but is otherwise wholly untranslatable. That's why, technically, Ryoshu's, basically call sign is the longest of everybody's, because it is supposed to be condensing a lot into only what is essentially 3 words. But it's like screaming, bloody, and incoherent, or something along those lines. It's more or less condensed into that.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
Baile rola.
천천히 가자니까.
Not again! I lost plenty again. Damn, when will this end? Hey, espera! Time out! Our dear customer here needs a little care. You're a customer. I hope you haven't forgotten our rule, have you? That was all the money I had. If you keep dampening the mood of the table, we might throw a pañata party out of you. What's a pañata party? I don't think I want to know.
It's where we hang you from the ceiling and take turns beating with full six like a piñata.
That's a piñata. This is a pañata.
Oh.
Pressured by gentle intimidation, the weeping guests stood up from their seats. And then, being handed a pair of maracas from the staff, they started dancing? Sobbing all the way.
또 뭐야?
What's this now?
우리 파가 접수하고 있는 층에
There's a rule every visitor on this floor must follow. Una tradición mariachi, if you will.
도박이라.
Gambling is entertainment, an activity done purely for fun.
제품도 아픈데.
Thus, all the sadness and pain brought to you must be sublimated into dance. I'm this night to demonstrate what dancing is about! Alas, they were harsher judges than they seemed.
이제는 안 되겠어.
This one won't do.
몸짓에
Her
진심이
movement is
담겨 있지 않고
insincere. What on earth do you mean?
춤은 마음을 비추는
Dance is a window to the heart.
마음이 맑고
Without a clear and pure heart, it loses all meaning.
것도 없지.
I'm happy. I'm here. You're not.
그대들
I find thine assessment rather disgracious.
점점 돌이킬 수 없어.
This is getting further out of hand.
뭐 했어도
What are you doing, Zod?
Oh, I was writing our letter of apology in advance.
This is the same energy as when Eisenhower wrote something in advance in case Normandy failed. Thing. I accept full responsibility.
Oh. Why am I getting tutorialized now?
I'd say this game's kind of weird with its tutorials.
I meant that in chapter 1 they're bad. Basically, Faust is trying to go over the offense level and defense levels. It is basically saying that, oh, that's what that means. Oh, okay, so basically what she's saying is that if the enemy's offense level is higher than yours, they are technically more likely to win the clash, and it affects how much damage will be done. Usually if you're disadvantaged, you'll deal more damage because you'll be in the clash longer. But every 3 points of offense level advantage over the target's offense level translates to 1 point of clash power advantage. All identities have their defense levels, affecting the amount of damage they take. Offense level and defense level are stats that grow in proportion to an identity's level. the level difference between allies and enemies can greatly affect combat ability. Make sure your identities are leveled up enough. Basically, it's the TLDR of you should be at least somewhat on par with the enemy's levels, but let me tell you, you can be like 5 to 7 levels below and it'll only be marginally more challenging than if you were actually on level. Like,
Harry, Snowy,
yes?
그
check
정도인가?
voicemail when you get a chance.
Basically, they let you know that for every 3 levels, the enemy more or less gains a +1 to their coin, for lack of better terms. But it is a case of, I have beaten Kanto 8 with identities that were basically 6 levels under the recommended.
내 뒤로.
In fact, I very normally go into this game exceedingly underleveled. If I feel like a battle is actually giving me grief, I will level up my units appropriately. But if I don't find the challenge, I'll just stick with whatever level I happen to be at. This is bearing in mind that I was doing the weekly grind dungeon, where my units were effectively level 70-something. The enemy was level 100 plus, bearing in mind that the weekly grind dungeon just augments shit to hell and back. And I was still winning the fights, because there are ways of mitigating the level difference problem with offense levels. So, your level is important,
제거.
but it is not the end-all be-all of your combat capabilities.
그 정도 각오로.
It's just, basically it's recommended to be closer to the enemy's level just so they don't get coin advantages. But trust me, you can manage. As absurd as it sounds, if we want to leave this floor early, we're going to need to touch their hearts with a powerful dance. As you all know, my memories are hazy, so... Dance, is it? Can't say I'm all too familiar. Amnesia came in handy as an excuse to opt out of things at times like this. Of course, I haven't actually forgotten what dance is, but there's no need to be too honest about it, is there? Say, Hong Lu, have you taken dance lessons or anything? I learned a little Bayan, though I only had 3 instructors teaching me. To perform it, I'll need a few masks, fans, makeup, and... We aren't gonna find them here. Next.
뭐
Well, I did step on a good few feet of snobbish aristocrats at balls. My inner voice expressed its fear. Me? I spent half my life on a ship. And that is what cease this relentless obstruction of my words! A sword dance for the first time in a while doesn't sound bad. I'll kill it on the floor. Though the only beats I have danced to throughout my life were morning exercise programs during roll call, if the manager so demands, I will immediately see to it that... Oh, Dante, I'm good at most things, but my dancing is kinda embarrassing.
팔이 과하게 흥분해서
I don't mind, except my arm might rage out of control from the stimulation charged for the audience's heads. Faust doesn't necessarily enjoy dancing for leisure, but I could gladly perform a routine if it's for the mission's sake. However, it's not technical perfection they want. They're looking for something unstable and unpolished, rather. Sinclair? What? You busted a move or two as a kid, didn't you? But I suppose I took basic maracas course at school as a liberal arts class. He came from a rich family too? How'd you figure that out, Rodya? I could tell from the way he walks and talks. On the other hand, uncultured ones shows, you know? I love how everyone had different excuses for why they probably shouldn't dance, and then Mur just said nothing. He probably just stared at Dante. But freaking Honglu was just like, oh, I only had 3 instructors. Next. Rodya quietly giggled while looking at Heathcliff, then snuck up behind Sinclair to wrap her arms around his shoulders.
Hey now, my little Sinclair, I have a very important task for you.
Oh, hey, Rodya, where are you? Moments later, Sinclair solemnly walked onto the stage. Sinclair, you can do this.
맞아요.
Yeah, think of all the times when Heathcliff trampled over you.
저 저는
I'm... Sinclair turned to Rodya, still looking anxious.
정말
Am I
제가 나서도
really able to do this?
아니지.
Wrong question, Sinclair.
오로지
This is something only you can do.
He returned a determined nod.
손목에 스냅, 심취한
Wrist rocking, that pensive expression, restraint of rhythm, perfection. This is one of my favorite CGs of the early game. Like, Ryoshu, where the fuck did you find a ukulele? And why does Merceau have a pan flute? when
Like,
did
Ryoshi, no, don't make a YouTuber apology.
Ryoshu playing the ukulele kind of goes hard.
And then there's just Hong Lu, who randomly has a poncho and a sombrero.
Yeah, this goes hard.
하지만 그 차분함이
Something about the Chinese guy wearing a sombrero and poncho.
I mean, it's more he wants Greg to wear the sombrero, but Hong Lu still has the poncho on, which is just silly. And to be fair, Hong Lu doesn't actually make somewhat sense when you remember that a lot of the Old West was mostly Hispanics and Chinese immigrants.
Yeah, you know what? Fair.
Like, I'm just confused on why the fuck Ryoshu has a ukulele and where she found it. Also, there needs to be more trumpet. It's calm, yet it's the calmness that stirs my heart. This young man, he's channeling something from within. Sublime. He is fighting repressed darkness and inner turmoil with the body's motion. Oh, the embers linger in glowing ash, heating the rhythm, for gestures to be struck along. This conjures an image, one of a bonfire that has burnt through the whole night. And we are witnessing the coalition of ash dancing atop its remnant. Sorry, what? Young man, won't you consider joining us? You have potential to grow big.
그 아이는 우리 회사 소속이에요.
Boy belongs to our company.
혹시 인재를
You
빼내오면
should know that siphoning valuable talent from their current deployment without permission is a serious crime.
Just a few hours ago, Sinclair was only one moron in our band of blunderheads, but now he's been elevated to the company's valuable asset. What a fine performance! You wish to get to the top floor, right? You may pass. You have earned the right. Be warned, though. The folks upstairs won't be as reasonable. They have no concept of festivity in their heads. Sinclair came back to us with an invigorated look. The things welling up inside me. This is what it was about. It makes me wonder why I thought it would be hard. I feel much more comfortable now.
Oh, self-esteem and self-confidence, boy.
I was curious to know the inner struggle he'd expressed through dance that had touched the syndicate to their core. What kind of hardship that a young gentleman like him could have gone through. But those questions could wait. For now, we headed upstairs to the third floor. Alright, so we've dealt with whatever the Tintang clan's deal was. Cars. Los Mariachis. What do you think's gonna be on the floor above us?
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
But we dealt with some Grand Theft Auto rejects. Dealt with mariachi.
목을 풀어두죠.
And-
Absolutely no.
Yeah, I don't think you'd ever anticipate what... I don't think you'd anticipate these guys.
Pose.
Kind of. Not quite. They're more Chinese, apparently. What do we have here? Do you fellas have any idea what you've just walked into? Try walking about and we'll make the most acrobatic poses known to man out of you. Then we'll lop off your digits joint by joint and make birdie mahjong tiles with them. Sheesh. Some warm welcome that was. I'm not one to let introductions like that go on. I said, boy, just stop. Unfortunately, they have angered the Heathcliff, and it's like, oh, you're gonna insult us? We'll insult you back.
Evil mahjong enthusiasts.
내 뒤로.
I mean, like I said, I'm not exactly sure what the tip choose.
We went from dollar store Grand Theft Auto characters, badass mariachi, and now killer mahjong, and guess
거기까지.
what next?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what their deal is supposed to be, because the only thing we have is Taekchu can be translated as iron ball, with the character for iron also being used for violence or weapons. However, in Korean and Japanese, the word used for the gang name simply translates to ironworks.
So they are blacksmiths. I did get kind of that vibe from them.
위험 요소 제거. 그 정도인가?
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고.
Yeah. Also because my face covers up the thing, these are simply referred to as the Taekchu crewmen. I believe I am pronouncing that correctly based off of my very, very limited knowledge of Chinese. I just know Q is kind of a weird sound.
그 정도인가?
Probably know more of it than familiar eye.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you dabble a little bit into the Chinese-made games. Like, sometimes words like that will just come up, so
거기까지.
that's kind of the main reason why I have a vague understanding of pronunciations.
No, it's weird. I know a couple words in probably like 5 or 6 different languages. I don't know how to speak those languages, or even say so much as, hey, where's the bathroom?
역시 공격이지.
I mean, I can't say I'm much better. The only language I can somewhat speak is Spanish, but that's because I've grown up in an area where I kind of need to.
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Ow.
가난일발 장전.
Yeah.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Yeah, thankfully, as kind of the same deal as Kanto 1, Kanto 2 is relatively short. We won't be getting through the dungeon, obviously, throughout this stream, because that would probably be another 3 hours in of itself. I am kind of sad that I didn't seem to have started this a week earlier, because playing Kanto 3 around Christmas is kind of hilarious. I won't explain why, but it'd be the most appropriate.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
I guess
Wait.
I probably will be playing it around
a,
29.
Wait, that was its whole canto? I thought that was like a separate thing.
You are getting it confused with the Gnomes incident, which is a half canto post Canto 5.
That was Canto 5. I thought it was like as early as 4.
No. Nope, the Gnomes incident was Canto 5. Yeah, because it is a general thing of I remember the half chapters basically based off of their memes. I won't get into all of them, but it is a case of that the actual name of the proper Christmas event was Miracle in District 23.
I love not such fun kind of gnome.
Yeah.
Never say those words again.
I
그 정도인가?
one, it was Don Quixote that I drew, and two, I should
I
repost
know.
that. And
I know, it was just funnier. Oh shoot.
just, have thou never slept upon unlock each other. Never say those words ever again.
타겟 무력화.
The thing is, we are getting a new, not technically Christmas ID next week, or technically this week, but we are getting an ID that sort of has a Christmas alignment to it. Ah, yes. My favorite name for a chapter. Gobsmack. Smack your gob.
이게 끌 거 없어. 바로 간다. 너희들 태국박도 간수
You
잘해.
better keep your noggin silent, son. Cause for kick the can, we might be needing something around.
잊고 있었어.
I almost forgot.
입이 험하기로
These are the ones known for their coarse language.
주둥이로만 장작
Rumor has it they
수십
took
명의
down
라이벌
dozens of rival syndicate
직원을
members with just
장면을
psychological damage inflicted by their tongues. Freaking what's the joke with D&D when you're basically they just keep casting vicious mockery.
야!
Oi, you watch your mouth while I'm who you gazing nitwit. Keep us out of sight, won't you? And the big bulging doggy eyeballs are unnerving. Easy,
All of Discord broke for me. So. Well,
easy, bud. Took a shot and cracked one of the eggs earlier. My boys acted like the whole noggin was cave empty. Well, brush me sideways. They don't even got a string egg noodle for brains. What's the round thing on their heads then? A bag of gas. I think they all take lessons in assholery from the same class. These guys just shut up Heathcliff with insults alone. Even Heathcliff doesn't have a comeback.
아니,
Oh,
웃기긴
Peter,
하잖아.
what's kind of funny? Not sure what you're looking at me for. Dead. You're all bloody dead!
두드려 패고 터뜨려 주.
좋아. 거기까지. 그 정도인가?
자, 진정하세요.
그 정도 각오로 우리 식구를 건.
두드려 패고 터뜨려 주지.
You know, technically these guys do have an interesting mechanic, but I'm not really gonna bring it up because it's not on player side.
진정하자. 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고.
먼저 간다.
Ow.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
자, 진정하세요.
Ow, my Heathcliff.
먼저 간다. 이 안에 담아주지.
핫.
그 정도인가? 그 정도 각오로 우리 식구를 건.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
위험 요소 제거. 그 정도인가?
자, 이번은 이쪽으로 모으고.
What should we do? We won't get anywhere if we keep fighting. To my surprise, Ishmael let out a chuckle.
뭘 어떡하겠냐.
What's to consider?
우리에겐
We have our
이상한
trump
카드가
card.
있잖아요.
We have what now?
저들은 아직 모르는
Just the
거예요.
right person to teach them something legit.
잘 해서 를 한 다음에 를 해버린다.
I don't even know where you begin with whatever the fuck Ryoshu's on about.
Covering Sinclair's ears.
Meanwhile, Heathcliff breaking the goddamn fourth wall looking at her speech bubble. And even Dante's covering their ears. That they don't have.
Hang on. Ishmael's face, the look of disgust on it.
Well, But look at the guy on the left. He's literally writing down notes for whatever frickin' Ryoshu is on about.
Rodian. Cover your ears.
Ca-
Dante. What the fuck? Ishmael. Girl. Easy. Greg.
Gregor's not even here.
Aw. Or not Greg. Heathcliff. Just like,
Heathcliff looking
I
at the
thought I was
speech
rude.
bubble. What the fuck?
I thought I was.
And then there's Otis, who is also impressed.
Otis. I did not realize that somebody's spine could be that way.
See, I think the funnier thing is that it's Ishmael and Heathcliff reacting like that. Heathcliff, the Brit, and Ishmael, the sailor. The sailor is like, Jesus Christ. Like, how do you swear, or like, how do you have foul language so bad that even a sailor is telling you to chill the fuck out? And casual reminder when it comes to Rodian covering Sinclair's ears. Sinclair's 20! He's an adult! It's not like he's 7. He's literally an adult.
그 다음에 를 해서 에 담그는 거지. 마지막으로
I never knew it was possible for the human tongue to give such detailed accounts of something so sickeningly gruesome. The thug's eyes were uncharacteristically twinkling. Some were even taking notes. I'll be damned. She had me struck. Woo! That's not gonna be Boulder. You're what they call the wizardess of the tongue, eh, lady? No. That has to be the gullible witch. Ugh. Even Heathcliff, the man who must have had a rougher life than most in the back streets, shuddered by the end. I cannot help but applaud the creativity. And then, indeed, the pen. Nay, the tongue is mightier than the sword. I thought I was pretty familiar with the sailor's mouth, being a seafarer for half my life. But this made me realize my vocabulary was only the tip of the iceberg. I honestly couldn't fathom why the higher-ups would organize a team of people like you. I don't suppose the lineup was meant to be understood by the likes of us. And I'm still having trouble figuring out the meaning of this personnel measure. But I guess this isn't so bad after all. Sod, you finally reached the stage of acceptance. Congratulations. Just freaking the fact that the sailor is like, God, she's got a worse mouth than me. Like, how do you pull that off? How does one outswear a sailor?
Very careful.
Apparently. We just know that whatever Ryoshu's on about, it's gruesome. Because even Heathcliff's like, ugh. And he's probably seen some shit in his time. Bearing in mind that Heathcliff's probably like almost 30. We don't know how old he is, but he's probably like almost 30. This isn't good. We've reached the top floor, but we don't have nearly enough wish power. Oh, no worries. I've been itching to tell you this. And it's finally time. I actually pinched a little wish powder back at the pawn shop. It's not a lot, but it should be just enough, right? Rodya showed us a wish sticker sheet with a few labels left on it. Why didn't you tell us earlier? Like you said, gambling is all about keeping a poker face. Wouldn't want to see one of us slip and complicate things. As for the boss rule, mind if I borrow it for a sec, Dante? I nodded, seeing as I wasn't really doing much in this guise anyways. Even if I were committed to the act, it would only be right for me to forfeit it with my knees bent, since things played out the way they did. I would have been vehemently against this only hours ago. But now, I'm thinking. I've never lost once anything where money was involved. Alright. The contestant enters. Wait, I'm not the last.
Oh, there goes my cool entry.
넌
You are...
내 이름은 로지언.
My name's Rodya.
이곳 지하까지
I'm here to
가기 위해
gamble for the right to
돌아왔어.
access the basement.
소망력 약한
I was looking forward to finally meeting the infamous wish power whisker in person. And look who we get instead. Aren't you a little too confident for some unidentified stranger?
촌스러워.
What a dolt, eh?
세계에서 중요한
It's not
건
who you are that makes this world right. It's about who wins.
누구냐지. 뭐? 그건
Well, you're not wrong there.
여기까지 도달했던
The
건
fact you were
아니고
able to get here is
충분히
proof
자격이
enough
있는
that you're
거지.
qualified.
반가워. 난
A
아이디야.
pleasure. I'm Ida.
그리고 이쪽은
Any seals? Holly, my back's hurting.
로봇?
Robot? No,
의체?
a prosthetic. What's that there? Never seen a full body prosthetic before.
이거 너무
Isn't that model
Right.
아니야?
a bit too
Right.
antiquated?
That's illegal.
No, that's legal. Fully legal. Listen, this guy would be mega dead if it weren't. Isn't that model a bit too antiquated? Kinda looks like it belongs in a museum. All is gold, as they say. Passed up a few times, and now it's sturdier than most new ones. Why is that boy being so lost? Why is that boy being so sluggish about coming here anyway? Arrogant brat thinks he could show up late to serious business, eh?
미안. 조금 일이
Pardon
있어서.
me. I had an urgent matter.
소냐, 주인공병 같은 거 있어?
You'd think the world revolves around you, Sonia.
그래?
Do you crave attention so much that you have to arrive late and be showered in glares?
그런 건 아니었어요.
I didn't mean to.
주인공은
If anything,
언제나 아이듯이.
You'd fit better as the protagonist of life, Ida.
오랜만이야.
It's
로자.
been a while. Rodya?
뭐야? 둘이
What's up?
아는 사이야?
You don't know each other.
고향 친구.
Let's say that we
그렇지.
share a hometown. Isn't that right, Rodya?
너
So are
역시
you
아직도
still leading the
그
Eurodavia then?
글쎄.
Dunno.
아직이라고 하기엔
It might be too early
훌쩍
to
떠나버린
say.
너 혼자였단
Still.
말이지.
You were the one who left on your own, just like that.
자자.
No, no.
접어두고
That's enough chatting.
사람은 전부
Since we all
모였으니까
have all the players, let's go over the rules again.
카지노 동시 입찰
The four
기간이
bidders for the
4명.
casino are all here.
소냐,
Sonia,
아이다,
Ida, the Teichu, and
그리고
you're representing the Tintang Gang's boss.
수상쩍지만
Suspicious yet shameless standard.
게임 중엔
No cheats. A sleight of hand are allowed during the game. The moment you're spotted in the act, you're out.
당연하지만
It should go without saying that anything involving wish power is forbidden as well. As soon as you're caught, you're on the chopping block. You'll sorely regret it.
총 3판의 게임을
We'll
하고
play 3 games in
제일
total,
집을 많이 따는 쪽이
and the one with the most chips wins. Simple enough.
이긴 사람은
The winner will get to take the elevator to the underground portion where the golden bow is.
이전 카지노 주인이
It's a treasure the former owner of this casino was so desperate to claim.
그
Digging a whole tunnel unearthed it.
갑자기 원인모를 이유로
But then they
급사해서
suddenly croaked for reasons unknown,
경찰자가 되었지.
making us the lucky betters.
뒤가 구리게 죽었다는
What an
걸
elegant
보면
way to say that they died under shady circumstances.
로자. 너 아직도
Oh,
그런 기억을
Rodya.
갖고 다니는 거야?
You're still as cynical as ever, huh?
시끄러.
Shut it.
그런데 다들 황금
What do you guys all know about the golden bow, though?
이렇게 널리 알려져
Didn't
있는
think it would be so widely known to the public.
이름 있는 조직들
Any
사이에서는
syndicate worth its name has got wind of the stories.
묻힌 황금가지를
Knows about the golden bow buried down here,
가질 수 있을 거라고.
and the riches and fame it'll bring to the owner.
그러고 보니
If that's the
네가
case,
부와 영예에
seems someone has gained an
관심을
interest for
가지고
worldly
있었지.
luxuries, eh?
너는
I
그런
thought you
것들을
warned me
멀리
to stay away
알아보고
from these things, Sonia.
황금가지는
The golden
대단한
bow can be used to achieve far greater things, Rodya. My purpose has stayed the same, to destroy the system of oppression and exploitation, preventing the concentration of wealth. Eesh, here he goes again with the grand words. Someone stop him.
미안해요.
My apologies.
옛날 생각이 나서.
It reminded me of old times.
재밌다.
It's funny.
넌 도박과
I used to keep
돈이라는
you from
수속을
your
못
obsession with
해주고
gambling and
나는
money.
늘 말리는 입장이었는데 이제는
Yet here
서로의
we
목숨을
are,
걸고
at the same
각자의
table,
목을 숨기는 사이가
keeping
됐다.
our hands of cards from each other in a gamble with our goals on the line.
네 목표는 뭐지?
What is your goal?
이기는 거.
To win,
그래.
of course. Opinions on Sonia.
Woman.
Not a woman.
Person. I zoned out. I have no idea who Sonya is in this.
I mean, dark.
Dark, were you paying attention? This will be worth 40% of your grade.
It'll be worth 65% if he answers incorrectly.
One of those.
Hang on.
어느덧 마지막
Oh,
달이네.
here, I'm gonna put this in oral chat.
자기 눈앞에 있는
This is the
지표수만
best
확인하고 있는 거지.
reaction I can give.
Mm-hmm.
That acceptable?
Fair enough. We're at the final round. You all keeping a good eye on your
Sorry.
chips?
난 올인.
I'm all in.
올인?
All in.
와,
Ooh.
이쁘게 들어왔나 보네.
Dealt a nice hand, Rodya? That swagger of yours been rubbing me the wrong way. You know that? You're pushing yourself to the edge. So what are you counting on?
난 원래
I'm the kind of girl who bets everything she has at the end.
Stop right there. Pull your sleeve up. Don't think I didn't see you being sneaky.
뭐야?
What? You just put one of them wish stickers you got from the tin tank bossman on your arm. You were trying to rake in all the chips this round so you can have the golden barrel all to yourself. Look, everyone. Right here on either hand. This thing. It's gotta be a sticker, eh?
증거 있어?
Got proof?
로자.
Sorry,
미안하지만
Rodya.
잠깐 손목 좀
But can I take a look at your wrist for a second? Now you are. Don't you touch her. Far as I know, you two might be in cahoots. Now, I'll lay your arm there, so keep your eyes peeled, alright? I knew this sly little fox would play dirty.
Something, don't play the table, play the
이
players?
장면 이 대사 어디서
Hold
들은
on now.
상황인데.
This situation and dialogue all feel awfully familiar. Have I seen this before somewhere?
덩치가 아깝다.
Small-minded for someone so big.
끝까지 해야겠어?
Do you really have to be petty about these? And didn't they teach you that with stolen wish power comes strict responsibility?
영화를
You've
보고
watched too many
와서
movies, man.
훔치긴
What's
뭐를
stolen?
쳐? 그러다가 없으면
If you find
너
nothing,
자진 탈락이야.
will you fold and walk out? You've got guts. Fine. I bet all my stakes that there's a piece of the wish power on your wrist. What do you say?
똑같지 뭐.
Same as yours.
그럼 지금 한
So,
명은 탈락하는
One of
거야?
us is about to go bust then.
쫄리고 그러는 거 아니야?
Scared, are you?
Oh, that's cute. You get that somewhere? Anyway, that means your word's final, eh? Oh my. This is going exactly how I remember. I'm pretty sure the conclusion was. Here goes. Let's confirm then. What's going on here? I saw it. I saw the little fox rub her wrist. There's no way.
탈락이네. 아쉽다.
That means you're out. What a pity.
탈락이면 어떻게 되는데?
What happens to the loser then? Lop off a hand or something?
농담이지, 로자.
You're joking, right, Rodya?
의사한테 손목이 무슨 소용이야?
There's no point in removing a prosthetic hand. No, this can't be right.
패자에게는 관대하지만
The defeated will be shown
거절에게는
generosity,
좀더 신중해야 할 필요가
but
있다.
false accusations need to be taken care of with more caution. Hang on, are you?
이게
What's the? For wing's sake, can you please give me a warning? Just a little one.
기름이랑 뇌수세요
Ugh, look at all the grease and spinal fluid. Ugh.
기억나 로저?
Don't get crushed over a dumpster?
우리 뒷골목 쓰레기장에 있었던 거잖아.
Hydraulic press. Remember, Rodya? It's a trash compactor we saw at the waste disposal in our back streets.
내가 말했지.
I told you back then
우리 같은 무사한 계급들이
that we
단결해서
proletarians should unite to take down the ruling class
새로운
and build a
사회를
new
건설해야
society.
한다고. 그러니까 네가 대답했잖아.
So then you replied,
부자들을 몽땅
if you mean we
저
should
프레스에
round up the
납작하게
rich and
물러버려야
flatten
한다고
them under one of those compactors,
탄생이라고 했었지.
then I'm all for it.
정확하게는
Small correction.
터트려야 한다.
I said crush and pop 'em.
Is that so?
로저?
Rodya?
여전히
Are you
유럽식이라고
still
하고
unwilling
있어.
to return to the Yorodigi?
나는
Didn't you all hear a loud slam just now?
봤어요.
Undoubtedly,
여기 어쩌고 한다.
they're core about wish power and the like. What? Did they find out? Wait, quit gawking and turn the clock!
밀지
Just
좀
please
마요.
stop pushing!
Unfortunately, the door we were leaning against was a flimsy wooden frame covered with rice paper. We all tumbled into the room as the door fell. Wah. Alright, I will play this last node here, and this will be where we ended off tonight, because 2-19 will be the dungeon, and that is going to be a long stretch all by itself. So, we're ending with essentially a mid-boss fight.
Have fun.
너네는 다 뭐니?
What are you supposed to be? Rodya, how'd it go?
로저.
Made new friends in the meantime. Have you, Rodya? Sonia laid his hand of cards open on the table.
게임은 끝났어.
The game is over.
네가 이겼다.
You win, Rodyan.
이의 제기는 없어.
I have no objections. He then left through the door and didn't return. Instead, a deafeningly hollow clap suddenly filled the room. Caramba! I enjoyed the spectacle, but I'm not as cool as Sonia. Since you brought your friends, why don't I introduce some of mine as well? You know, I'm pretty sure I heard a member of your syndicate say that gambling was purely entertainment for ya.
So isn't this more entertaining than accepting defeat right away?
You were gonna push on with force regardless of who won,
그렇지.
wouldn't you? Think about it. I have strength and manpower, so why would I give up the golden bow because a round of 3 a game said so?
그래.
Alright then. I'm actually glad you're a rebel. I was starting to get bored of sitting around too. Unfortunately, Ida is not quite a gracious loser.
내 뒤로. 거기까지.
가게 무력화. 두드려 패고 터뜨려 주지.
자, 진정하세요.
자세가 무너져. 다음에 배를 날려주지.
위험 요소 제거. 쉽네. 제거. 대답했습니다.
두드려 패고 터뜨려 주지.
Bailamos! Translators know that means let us dance.
그 정도인가?
Duelo de baile?
뭔가?
Dancing duel? Or duel with the dance, rather. If you want to go literally. Well, duelo de baile. And I guess as a proper mid-boss fight, either Los Mariachis. Our main thing is basically trying to crit you, make it harder for you to hit her, and if you happen to be below 0 SP, mostly because she has a slightly annoying evasion, much like her flunkies, she deals more damage to you. And she constantly heals her own SP. So... Se acabó la fiesta. I used to know what acabo meant, but I can't recall at the exact moment. But basically, she's life of the party. She goes down, her flunkies lose all morale. But her flunkies are almost dead anyway, and I'm just going to smash her face in. Bruscamente. I believe that basically means... My Spanish is so rusty. I used to know what that more or less meant. She used to be actually kind of annoying, but alas, such is the way of using later units in comparison to Mithla. She's kind of become a bit of a joke. Don't worry, they found a way of making her annoying.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지.
Alright.
들어봤어?
That takes care of Ida, and most of Kanto too. Leaving only, basically, the dungeon to deal with. I guess just before we end it off, I'll see what my 10 pull can net me. Because I happen to have just enough. Only one 2-star? Yeesh. Ah, T-Corp Class 2 Collection Staff, Rodya. For reference, because they've kind of been a mainstay since the beginning of the series, T-Corp is known as Time Track. Their entire thing is time. They are also the most British of the corporations. We also seem to be vaguely aware that District V also seems to have a bit of a English accent to it, but if you want the quintessential industrial revolution Londoner or even Liverpudlian, you look at D-Corp. That is their entire thing. But I will say we've made some decent progress if we're already basically halfway through Kanto 2, so next time we'll more or less just finish Kanto 2. But, anyways, with that, I am going to see who is available for tonight. On Wednesday, I will be back with more Persona 5. We will be basically just hopping straight into straight into the metaverse to deal with Kamoshida. And that's basically as far as...
see if I can pull up any weird builds for us as well.
Yeah, that is as far as I have ever gotten in the game. Basically, I beat Kamoshida, and then I basically haven't gotten any further. So I've never really jumped around with the free time shit. So next week I will probably be back on Monday at least for more Olympus Company, but given that Wednesday is Christmas Eve, I will be taking the day off because I will not be at home. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little D&D session, because I always refer to Kanto 2 as a D&D session. That's just what it is. Uh, we will be rating Proton John, also known as Claire,
Claire Valkyrie.
who is playing Castlevania Lament of Innocence.
Yeah, that's the that is the game for this month. I believe at the current rate she's going, she should be done by next week.
Yeah, I mean, it says part 2/finale. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed your evening. Go have fun watching Claire, and we will see you all next time.